Welcome back to today's video. So we're going to be doing a review on a new product that literally just got sent to me the other day. It is the new Buxom and HOLM eyeshadow palette collab. So you may have heard of her before. She is a celebrity makeup artist. She does so many celebrities' makeup. Ariana Grande, she does the Kardashians, and she does such a beautiful job on all of her makeup looks. I love going on her Instagram, and she is like the ambassador for Buxom. So a lot of times when I get the mailers for Buxom, it'll be like her picture on there. She's kind of like their spokesmodel. So when she came out with this palette, I was kind of hoping I would get it in PR because I did really like the color scheme and wanted to play with it. So here is the look I came up with today. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I really wanted to play with the purples in the palette. So if you guys want to find out my thoughts on this palette, like a little tutorial review, some swatches, then definitely keep watching. Don't forget also to subscribe to my channel. I do tons of fun content on here, hauls, shop with me, tutorials, lots of beauty things. So make sure also you have that notification bell turned on. You'll just get like a little notification on your phone. Let's just get on into it. Let's check out this palette and see what it is all about. A little quick rundown of the palette. I'm not going to go like too crazy and bore you guys. 12 shades. It says they're limited edition, next level neutrals, pops of jewel tones and matte, satin, and metallic finishes. Can be applied wet or dry. A must-have for Ash's makeup kit. And she has such a gorgeous look here that she created on like the little mailer. I also like that she's a celebrity makeup artist because I feel like she must have tested these many times. Like I don't think she would put her name on something if it wasn't good. At least I would think so. And also I think she would probably want to have a palette that would work for her own kit, especially as an ambassador for the brand. You would want to use shades that you would use all the time, like if she's on set or whatever. So I thought that was really cool too. I always think the celebrity makeup influence is really interesting because they are a working artist. As these highly pigmented shadows can be layered for multi-dimensional looks and work across a variety of skin tones. In the first row, we have Living, which is a golden peach shimmer. Iconic is a peach beige satin. Unfiltered is a honey nude matte. 1989 is a coral matte. Major is a cool lilac shimmer. That is actually the one that's all over my lid today. Scorpio is a navy teal sparkle. Stax is a light copper metallic, which is this one right here starting on the second row. Teddy is a golden tan matte. Rich Rich is a golden brown matte. Dynasty, one of my favorite shades, is a golden taupe sparkle. Royalty, what's in my outer corner, is an orchid purple matte, and Smokin' is a jet black matte. So I like that she has a matte black in here. There is not a matte like neutral shade. That's like the one thing I wish was in here. But I do just use a separate single matte shade for that. It is going to retail for $39, which is standard price for a higher end eyeshadow palette, and I think it is pretty reasonable for a higher end eyeshadow palette. Usually you'll see some of these go for like $50 and up, so I thought that was pretty good. Available on Buxom's website, Ulta's website, Macy's, and Nordstrom. So you won't find this, I don't think it's Buxom at Sephora. Yeah, I think they are at Sephora, but you will not find this palette at Sephora. It's made in the USA, in case you guys are curious. Packaging is just like a little geometric pattern. Nothing too crazy. It says Buxom x HOLM on the front, and then on the back we have just like the names of the shades, and then also the names are on the palette, which is really nice. You have a nice standard mirror in here as well. And that's basically it for like a rundown of the palette and the shade names. So next I think what I'm going to do is swatch them for you guys in natural daylight. I feel like that's going to give you a nice kind of idea of what the shades look like, and then we'll do the tutorial. Guys, so let me know what you thought of the swatches. I thought they swatched really nicely. Of course, we know that's not what matters really. It's just kind of to get an idea of the shades, but what matters is how they perform on the eyes, which is what I'm going to do next. If you guys want to find out how I got this eye look, come in a little closer so you can see, then just keep watching and let's get on into the tutorial. So let's just get on into playing with the new Buxom and Ash K Home palette. I am so excited to dive into this, and I'm trying to think before, I'm like, what do I want to create? You could do a couple different looks with this palette because you have the blue and the purples and like a darker shade. This kind of like quadrant right here, actually you can look at it like that, like these four, you can do something with these four, and then you can do something with like these four, or of course you can make whatever you want, but that's kind of like how I'm looking at it right now. And I think that gives you so many fun looks. So I'm like, should we do something neutral or should we do something more glam? I don't know, you guys. It's like, there's so many options. I really want to play with those purples though, and I loved her PR picture with the purple. So I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, should I do like purple on the lid and do like a purple crease? I don't know, we're gonna play. Maybe I will do the purple because now I'm getting excited about it. So I just went in with my Marc Jacobs eyeshadow primer and put that all over the lid, all the way up to my brow bone. There is a matte sandy shade in here. I don't know if it's gonna be like the best matte for my eye, like at least not up to the brow bone, but maybe I can put it, actually, you know what, that's gonna be a little too deep for me. And this shade right here is not a matte, Iconic. It's a shimmer. The one I just tried out was called Unfiltered. So I'm actually just gonna go in with a matte separate shade. I do always like when there is a matte in the palette. It just kind of makes my life easier because I know I'm always gonna go ahead and set my primer or whatever base I put on. I want to try out as many shades as possible. I'm gonna start out with Unfiltered in the crease. Even though it didn't work for all over my lid, I think this could be a really nice blending shade. I'm just gonna use the mirror in the palette and peel off this little guy. I think this could be a nice like base transition shade. Lay something down so we have something to blend with. And I don't have any face makeup on or anything. I typically don't if I'm starting with eyeshadow. I knew I was going to be playing with this palette. I was like, you know, I'm just going to do the eyes first and then worry about the face later, or do it off camera. How would you describe this? It's like a matte, dirty gold, no shimmer. Now that that's blended, I do think I want to go in with this shade, which is really cool. It's called 1989. So I'm assuming me and Ash are actually the same age because I was born in 1989 and she named the shade that. So I'm assuming she is too, which is really cool. I didn't even know we were the same age. So shout out to all my 1989 babies. It was a good year. And Dimension Designer from Makeup Molly's collection. I love her brushes. It's a whole set. They're amazing. So this is the shade 1989. It's kind of like an orangey coral shade. And I'm just gonna pop this right into the crease. And I think this could be really pretty with the purples. Watching a video yesterday from Makeup by Tiffany D. She's like an OG YouTuber, and she was like, you know, she's like, no one ever talks about that. What if all the blending from the brushes on your eyes is going to cause, you know, premature wrinkles, or I guess wrinkles because we're always blending on our eyes. And I was like, oh shoot, I never really thought of that. I mean, I don't think I'm like heavy-handed with my brushes, but I do, you know, use brushes a lot on my eye, or we all do, and it is a sensitive area. So she was basically talking about how she puts this particular product, I think it was like a higher end product, onto her eyelid, and I was like, oh wow, like I don't have a skincare product really for my eyelid, because you always think like, I don't know, you really wouldn't think to put a skincare there. So I was like, something to think about. Pretty Dynasty. Oh my goodness, I did like a quick little dirty swatch of it right there, but it's like kind of like a taupe with gold shimmer. Okay, so I feel like I blended out the orange well. It blended well. I didn't have any issues with it. It went on the eyes really nicely. And now I think what I'm going to do is take my, you already know if you always watch my makeup tutorials, I'm going to do a little bit of cut crease action. So all you need is a flat synthetic brush like this and a thicker concealer. I'm just using Tarte Shape Tape. And this is, I'm telling you guys, going to be the easiest way to do eyeshadow. You are going to look like a pro if you do this. Everyone is going to be so impressed with your eyeshadow skills, and it makes everything just look so neat. Like, how did she do a cut crease? Well, it's this easy. You're literally putting the concealer wherever you're going to apply that next shadow, and you're laying down the base and just carving out a little area. And then it also at the same time is smoothing out the crease. So, okay, so then maybe I'll take that same brush, and I want to see how this is without any setting spray. I do want to go into the sparkly purple shade that totally catches your eye when you open the palette. It's this one right here, Major. Let's do a little finger swatch. I haven't swatched any of these like on camera or separately or anything like that. This is like the first time I'm touching into them. And I'm going to pick up some on that brush and pack this onto my lid where we put that crease shade. So, ooh, this is so pretty. I love these purplish blue shades. I'm always a fan because it reminds me so much of MAC Stars and Rockets, which is like an old school shade, and I've always loved that kind of color. I'll bring this all the way on the lid, and then what we'll do is we'll use that purple for the outer corner. I'm not going to try and be too ambitious today. Let me just play around and see. This shade is really nice though. Like, I didn't spray my brush or anything, and it really doesn't need it. Like, I definitely think it would, of course, kick it up a notch. You guys always know I love to spray my shadows to give them the maximum effect, but this is super pretty. Try it with the spray and see how that looks. So, spritz, tap a little off. Yeah, I mean, it definitely kicks it up a notch, makes it even more bright. But I was impressed with it on its own. It really didn't need anything. I'm so happy with how that looks. I love that color. It's kind of almost like a, I don't know, like I feel like it has a pinkish undertone to it a little bit. Like, obviously it's purple, but I don't know. I like it. It's special. Okay, next I'm going to take this like little brush. This is a Morphe. Doesn't say what it is, but it's like a small little detail crease brush. I love these. And then I'm going to go into Royalty, which is this matte purple. Super, super fun. And I'm going to put this in the outer V and see how this looks. Oh my gosh. I think these are going to look so pretty together. And then I'm kind of just packing it on like this. And then working it into the outer V, creating that little V shape, and then slowly blending it up into the crease, but I'm not going far in. So on my eye, it's blending out really nicely. I feel like the color looks darker on my eye than it does in the pan. Really pretty with the purple on the lid. We are gonna blend the outer edge so you don't have to worry about that. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing on this eye. Work it onto the outer corner, and then kind of working to blend it into that sparkly purple that is on the lid. This is a really nice shade to work with, and it's not hard to work with. Usually purples can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Like, I think purples are probably a little bit more difficult to formulate for brands, but this one is actually nice and smooth. Why do I like this eye better than this eye? I don't know why. Like, why does this one look better? I have a favorite eye. Blending nice, no issues. It's not muddy or dusty or anything like that. Then I'm going to take more of that sparkly purple Major and a little eyeliner brush, and I'm just gonna spray that, and I'm gonna put that on my lower lash line up at this front part right here. And then same thing for this eye. And I'm going to take that same brush, dip into the matte purple Royalty, and we're going to put this on the outer edge. I always think it looks fun when you kind of like match everything up. Then I'm going to take a tiny little bit of Living, which is this first shade right here. It's like a very light gold color. A little brush, and I'm just going to put a tiny little bit on the front of the eye here. Just going back now into my matte shadow and going around the edge so we can kind of diffuse any like harsh lines that there might be, because I went pretty heavy-handed with the purple on the outer corner. You can see it looks a lot softer now. It's so funny, this purple color, this matte purple color, it looks more like the color in the pan on my lower eye than on the outer corner. On the outer corner it looks more like plum, and then on my lower lash line it looks brighter. Like, it's crazy. Love. I think that came out so nice. It looks even prettier. I hope it's coming out on camera the way it does in person, but you guys will see better when I add everything. I feel like my looks always look so strange until the end, like when I add everything on, then you're like, okay, that's the completed look. I'm gonna take Linen from my NYX Faux Whites eyeliner, and I'm just gonna add that to my waterline. This just kind of makes everything pop a little bit more on the eye. A little bit more of that coral shade to my crease. I'm gonna go ahead and do liner. I'm gonna use my Marilyn Monroe Hard Candy liquid eyeliner. It is a brush tip pen. So good. I'm gonna add this and do a wing. And I'm just following the line of the eyeshadow. So just follow the edge of your eyeshadow. And then I just fill in that empty space. And I like this eyeliner because it has some sparkle in it too, which is really fun. I finished up doing my mascara. I went in with the new L'Oreal Bambi Oversized Eye, and wow, oh my goodness, I am so impressed with this mascara. I have a whole like video I'm doing, which maybe I'll upload also to YouTube Shorts so you guys can see it, like a little mini review of my first time applying this. And also the packaging is the cutest ever because it literally has Bambi on it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, probably try and use some other Buxom products so I can kind of have a full Buxom moment going on. So when I'm done doing the rest of my face, I will come back and chat with you guys a little bit more about the palette and show you the final results. So I will be back in, well, to you guys it'll be like a second, so I'll be right back. Guys, so I am back. This is the completed look. I absolutely love how everything came out. I will tell you what else is on my face. For foundation, I'm wearing the She Glam Complexion Pro Matte Foundation. I mixed sand and warm vanilla. This is like, I think it's like $8 on the Shein website. I contoured with my favorite Avon Magic Wand in Amaretto. This is a contour stick. I talk about this all the time, how much I love it. And then I'm wearing on top of that the Buxom Staycation Vibes bronzer in Backyard Bronze. I think this is such a nice bronzer. Smells so good. It puts me in just such a happy mood when I use it. I'm wearing the Buxom Wanderlust Glow Highlighter in White Russian. I love this. I think it is so pretty. It's definitely more of a subtle glow, but that is something that I've really been liking recently. Just having more of a, like, I don't know, like a soft lit from within candlelit glow has been my favorite. This looks like really kind of weird in the pan. It looks like it's not going to work, but then you put it on your cheeks and it kind of turns into this own color, like its own sort of color. It's really kind of crazy. And then for blush, I decided to use from the Tiki Bar palette. I did a whole video on this too if you guys want to check that out. this blush, Seychelles. So it's just the same one that's in the Wanderlust single, except in the palette. So I absolutely love this blush. I've talked about it many times in the past. It is a absolute favorite. It looks so pretty on everyone's skin tone, and it goes with literally every eye look. It's just a mauve color with a little tiny bit of this like sheen to it, so when you move around, your face has like a nice glow to it. On the lips, I also have a Buxom combo, the Buxom Plump Line Lip Liner in Undercover. Love these. I'm also wearing the Buxom Full Force Heartthrob lipstick from the 90s collection. It is a really pretty nudie shade. Y'all already know me and my nudes. And then on top of that, I'm wearing the full-on plumping lip polish in Samantha. It's like a nude pink, but there's actually a little bit of a gold shimmer to it. You won't really see it too much on the lips, but I don't know, it just kind of gives a little bit of shine, and these have a nice minty feel to them. Those three are supposed to make your lips look plumper, and honestly, I feel like it did. Like, obviously, overlining doubly adds to that. I do love to overline with those lip liners, but I feel like my lips look, I don't know, they look really nice and full. So back to the original point of this whole video, which was the HOLM eyeshadow palette. I love the way the eyes came out. Oh my goodness, I think it is so pretty. I had so much fun using this palette, and I definitely will be creating many more looks with this because I feel like I still have to explore the more like natural side of the palette, and I love natural looks, of course, so I could definitely keep this as like an everyday palette with this realm over here. And then I loved using the purple shades. I'm really happy I went for something a little bit more bold because the purples were so fun to play with. That is like my jam. They were really easy to work with. Didn't give me any issues. They weren't dusty. They didn't skip on my eye. I think the formula of this palette is a lot better than these palettes. These little like 6 pans over here. Love the look I created with this Tiki Bar palette. I wore it a couple times and I loved the eye look. I'm a fan of this eyeshadow palette. I think it is perfect for summer because you can do something a little bit more fun. You can even use the purples as like a pop on the lower lash line if you want to, and I think it's great. I love it. I had so much fun using this, and it's definitely going to be going into my palette rotation, and I think this is like such a fun look. I am so into it. I hope you guys like it too. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will also link this palette down below if you guys want to check it out. It is so fun, and I'm really excited about this. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Buxom for letting me try out this palette, and I hope you guys enjoyed the little review, tutorial, and look, and the swatches. And that is it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!